You don't want them to see us, and you want us to help you. Go choose a side. What the fuck?
Oh, what's up, guys? This is my first YouTube video. My name is NoFaceNoName. I'm doing a reaction video here with my sister. Her name is
whatever. My name is whatever.
Yes, just loud. So we're going to be doing a reaction video to how do they call it?
What's his name? Oraku. Yeah, it's a YouTuber, and he kind of does recaps in his own way, I guess. So yeah.
So let's get to it.
With our main guy fishing, but after seeing what he caught, he ends up letting it back into the ocean just because of the fact it was too small. And he ends up seeing the storm in the distance and decide to go home. Getting into his neighborhood and seeing people doing their normal routine, with Shorty over here going on her run, and I'm gonna need y'all to remember her. And he gets home, tries to open the garage, but for some reason it's not working. With him having no choice but to leave the car in the rain and start to go inside. And he gets in, going upstairs to see where the fam is, just to see that his wife is still sleeping. With him showcasing that he got donuts, and the kids immediately smelling that, wanting some. Cutting over to breakfast with them eating and also watching some YouTube. Hey, I'm not with this one. But the internet cuts out with them telling dad. With them having their little conversation, and mom asking if he still wants to go get the Christmas tree. And with the kids hearing that, they have no choice. The fact that bro got assaulted by his kids and the wife in order to get a Christmas tree is wild. And with them getting ready, the kids try to go outside with the door just not opening and them arguing. But dad comes to check on the door, with him realizing it's just not opening for some reason. Goes to the back to check the other door, and that one also not wanting to open. And they end up going to every window and door to check which one will open, and none, I mean none of them are working.
Imagine you in this situation.
Sorry. I mean, I would die. I mean, like, it's the ideal situation for me because I don't like going outside. So,
But that's not like an ideal situation. You are trapped inside.
it's my house. The only thing that's going to be bad for me is the fact that I can get food from outside, but I get food inside the house. But I can smash the window
and the laptops and finding no service or the Wi-Fi is not working.
That's dead. If there's no service,
gathers up all his energy, tries to kick it down, and he ends up going to the back, grabs this thing and tries to break through the window, and it's just not working. And mind you, he completely shattered the glass and it just didn't do anything. Going to the front, but ends up seeing a light and seeing that the neighbors are also stuck in their house. But they end up seeing this lady who was on her run and is outside and tried to call her for help. With her just getting to the house and realizing her man is stuck in there and tries to go and get help. And with them and the rest of the neighbors calming down, thinking that she'll be able to get help. And after some time passes, they end up just checking on the other neighbors and, basically talking about them, with them even seeing this one house having the sign saying this is a one-night stand. Now, why is this information so important to the Nuff, where every single neighborhood, why did we need to know this? Let's write a sign that tells people that this was a one-night stand. What? But the neighborhood start communicating to one another with signs, and some people even thinking that they are aliens and the government is doing this to protect us. How the government managed to make sure that if I break my window it doesn't work, I don't even know. But after putting the kids to sleep, mom and dad end up having a conversation, with dad showcasing that this man done got a gun with her.
Why are you stopping a random moment? They just showed a gun.
That's a Glock.
Shut up. Just shut up, please.
Out her nose, with him explaining that he got the gun for his safety because he's been having nightmares. I want to agree with you, but what do you mean?
You've been having nightmares with a Glock. That just give me time to rap. I'm a top with a bullet clip. Boy, don't play with me, this bitch a hoe. Might I at the store, you know how I do women though. How I just go and take it to the hit a Glock with a bullet clip. Let me stop.
What that was, we don't know what that was, bro. But with some time passing again, this man ends up drilling holes into the door, looks through there just to see that the rainwater is there. Brother, it's closing the hole that he just created. With him even making a hole through the wall and realizing that there's no way to get through, even underground. But after discussing that with his wife, wifey ends up telling him to go to bed and clean up, the whole thing so the kids don't see. And cutting to the next day with them waking up and immediately trying to open the door and it didn't work. But instead of being depressed about this whole thing, they end up going through their old stuff, finding 2 movies and even some old music, and mom telling them, they have to do their chores. I think that should have been a given. But we cut over to day 4 with dad showing the kids how to gut a
Day
fish,
4?
which is a cute little scene and all, but we're
Oh.
not here for that. But we cut to dad trying to communicate to the neighbor over here, asking him to send a message throughout all the neighborhoods to see if it's the same with all of them, and 5 blocks down, it's all the same. But 2 weeks later, yes, you heard me, 2 weeks later, while she was sketching on a book, she ends up seeing a water drop and ends up drawing on the window with it following. And mom telling her to stop that, with dad coming out of nowhere playing some music, with them starting to dance. Cute moment, we're not here for that. With us cutting over to one night with girl over here saying she's back and the brother checking out what the hell she's talking about just to see something standing in the middle of the rain. And with this guy being in such fear, he ends up just being in denial, talking about it's just an animal. Cutting to them eating their depression food with the kids saying they don't want the food, bruh. And I can't even hold you, bro. If this is what I'm stuck with for every single night at this point, just put it between my head, bro. And not only are we eating some whole red food for, dinner, and when Christmas arrives, y'all end up giving me half an apple as a present. At that point, bro, don't even celebrate Christmas. No, don't even get me
What
a
do you
gift
want
at this
for
point, bro.
Christmas? I mean,
Don't
you're
even try,
stuck.
bro. But while having this strange Christmas, they end up seeing the neighbor passing out, realizing that people are starting to die, and even the pills for the dog have ran out. Yeah, man, it's getting grim. But the daughter ends up waking up, playing with her toys, but ends up hearing something outside. Opens the blinds just to see. With her running out of there, going over to her parents, and this lady is outside in front of their doorstep, going right over to their window and realizing that this is the girl from earlier. The one that was on her little run? Yeah, that's her. With her screaming all types of stuff like, they're dead, don't let them see you and help me. What? You don't want them to see us and you want us to help you? Girl, choose a side. And after she got snatched, they end up seeing a whole bunch of things walking outside, with a flash coming out of nowhere in those things, and the girl disappearing into the night. And they end up finally listening to their daughter, who was right, talking about
Was that monster like the Avatar? Like he used water bending to sorry.
these things outside and all that, but the one she was talking to, I guess, seemed nice. But cutting over to the next day, with the dad telling them to do their PE, with the son out here jogging throughout the house, and the daughter, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. But because of the fact she was doing this, something ends up falling from the roof, or should I say from the fireplace in specific, with them realizing it's the chimney cap, looking through there and seeing a gap through now. And I'm sorry, why is the 8-year-old the one taking charge right now? And when she managed to get up there, her hand manages to go outside the house, but that's it. She can't fit through there, with them hoisting her down the moment the rain started. But they end up checking on the dog after hearing it making noise and realize it's sick and have no choice but to put it down. The kids being taken away by mom, and dad taking the dog into the garage, and
Are they gonna like eat the dog because they don't have food?
I mean, it's free meat. I'm not. Don't eat dogs, please. But they're stuck.
I
So
think this is a good source of protein for the whole family. Giggity giggity.
Why are you doing a crack, man?
popping it right in the head. And with the fact that they're running out of food, they can't waste any meat. Yeah, you didn't hear me at all.
I said it.
Man, if they can't waste any type of meat, meaning they end up cutting the dog up and basically, eating it. And I already know some people are about to go crazy. They did not want to do this, bro. It's survival at this point, man. But while Ru was trying to give her plan some light, it ends up raining, with them immediately starting to close all the windows. With them gathering up, but Ru ends up seeing her plan still by the window, goes after it. We could have just died just because of the fact you wanted your plant. Just because you're a kid, I'ma let it slide.
The plant was not even in trouble.
She's 8, so I'll let it slide. But if that was a grown man or grown woman, God forbid, bro. But the thing ends up leaving, with them comforting her for doing a good job of not panicking, But we cut to, and I'ma say this carefully, we cut to 3 months later. And yeah, things are looking grim, with the daughter out here complaining about the fact she's
I saw this. She's gonna
trying
freak out.
to tell her that
No, I
they're
don't
all
want to eat
hungry.
this food.
Her going over to the fridge and mom stopping her, but the dad tells her to
There's
let
no
her
food
see
in the fridge, girl. Nothing. Nada.
of the
Right.
fridge, and yeah,
Something
there
good.
is basically nothing. And this is looking exactly like this meme over here. Like, bro, there's no way you mean to tell me we open up the fridge and there's nothing in a situation like this. I can't even hold you. This movie really made me appreciate the fact that I'm still able to go outside and actually get something at the store. Because the fridge is not only empty, which is
I pray they eat the
but
daughter.
it's empty.
Hey, sorry,
and you
no,
can't even do
wait,
anything
they eat
about
the.
it. But the son
Sorry.
ends up going to their parents and showing them, they can cook this, which is basically his pet fish. And oh man, this is just saddening, bro. And we're not here for that, because Dad ends up coming up with an idea to go fishing. You heard me right, fishing. Making all types of traps, putting meat on it for animals to come and trap them, hoist them up through the chimney. With the first few times not working, it's just trial and error, bro. We learn from our mistakes. And once it started working, they started to get meat. A glimpse, a slimmer of hope. But not only did they start catching some meat, they also started planting, still giving them hope, enabling them to survive. And not only managing to survive, but to thrive as a family, which is beautiful, which really is, guys. But again, we're not here for none of that, because they managed to survive. And I'm gonna need y'all to hear this very well. They managed to survive for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Look, I love life. I love living. I love seeing people. I love people. But I promise you, 5 years in one singular house, I promise you I'm not doing that. And with that in mind, I'm never going to do anything illegal that will make me end up in jail. Imagine getting a life sentence. Nigga, kill me. But after those 5 years, we got to outside, seeing how the outside world looks now, with the human world slowly starting to disappear, being erased from Earth. And with all that time that has passed, the kids have obviously gotten older and have developed something that's called teenage attitude. And believe me, I used to be in that stage, grew out of it, because I promise you, there is no reason for me to hate the world no more. But there is a reason for me to hate stupid people, and believe me, there are a lot of stupid people. But we got over to Dad, who managed to get the car to work, and with the family happy except for one person. Yo, Dad, chill, Pops, wait, let him explain, wait. And after pressing his son, giving him the talk that he needs, this man still ends up saying, are you done talking about your stupid car? Goodness, bro, I can't even explain to y'all how I would have just gotten the meanest. But we got to this day with them doing their usual procedures of closing the damn windows when the rain comes, and Dad starting to press them of being too relaxed. And while they're arguing, something coming right up towards the door, starting to open it using the damn water, with everybody running off, scattering to hide. And the door opens up for the first time in 5 years, but the door opens up with this thing walking in. But while this thing is moving around, the son ends up seeing the open door, smelling freedom, and obviously wants to get out of it, but doesn't do anything. And by this thing simply walking, it's not only stabbing through the ground, but also also causing the plants to die. But it just ends up leaving with the door still open, with them trying to get so close and yet so far. And they try to see if they can open the door, and yeah, man, still stuck in here. But realizing this thing is not an alien and might actually be something from the sea, like a kraken, Goliathan, and all those type of things. And they might
What NASA
actually
saw.
be sea creatures. But while mom and dad are out here arguing, the trap ends up catching a possum, with the daughter opening up the trap, starting to pet this thing, with it obviously biting her. And everybody gets in there, and dad immediately breaks that thing's neck. And yeah, bro, she starts getting infected, and they have to find medicine somewhere.
They're
Dad
gonna
ends up
eat
just
the
getting in his
daughter.
car and starts crashing out, and I mean crashing throughout this entire garage. Like,
So I
this
know
is why we
that
use
this
a
is
bit
not
of
our real
rage.
acid.
But dad ends up realizing, because of the fact that house is sinking,
Just didn't
some places are deeper
fake it
than
till you make
others.
it.
Getting into the
I
bathroom,
think
breaking
I'm
through
making
the
from
ground,
session.
and end up finding a sewage pipe under the house. And this pipe leads to all the neighbors' houses as well. How we didn't figure this out for all these years, I don't even know, bro. And with mom being the only one able to fit through there, she ends up trying to go to the neighbor's house in order to find medicine. And she ends up making it to the other house. And while here, she looks around just to see that it looks like this house has been flooded, with it starting to rain outside. And she does end up finding some medicine and immediately should be leaving, right?
Yeah.
You would be incorrect, because she ends up going to the window, flexing the fact she found it. Girl, can you not see the rain that's literally right in front of your face? And only when it sinks in that she is literally in the house while it's raining does she back up. Here something is in the house with her and slowly goes downstairs to get to the pipes. But when she gets downstairs, she ends up encountering this man's dead skeleton and screams, and because of that, this thing ends up chasing her, with her running out of there. Manages to get back, but shooting it right in the face, but it spits ink in her. What the hell? But they pull her up with this thing trying to get in there, with this man closing that damn hole using the wall. And they get the medicine to their daughter, but because of the fact they done did this, now they're a target for these things to come after them, with them having no choice but to come up with a plan, a trap, a setup, in order to not only protect themselves, but in order to get out of here. And after preparing every single thing, they get ready. But while they were waiting, something ends up happening. So they really said, F all that, let's drown him. But this thing ends up making it into the house, with the wifey setting this thing on fire, giving Pops a clear shot, but he ends up missing it, with him getting grabbed and thrown away. But they have no choice but to go upstairs. But the son ends up going over to get the harpoon, and he manages to get it, going through this hole that they created for him, but with this thing also trying to get in there. But they manage to escape, getting into the attic and preparing, with them shooting this thing, and it ends up getting dragged away, causing them to also fall in. And with the creature being trapped, they end up interrogating this thing, telling it to let them out the house or else. But realizing fear is not gonna get through this thing, they end up letting it go. And empathy is the thing that causes this thing to let them out the house, even with the other creatures surrounding them, preparing to basically just snap their heads off. They end up leaving them alone, with the entire house going down. And the key to their survival and them being able to go out and explore the world was just having empathy and kindness. But I'ma see y'all in the next one.
You hear that, kids? Have some empathy. It might save you one day. Like in my case, I had some empathy. I was able to eat. So thank you.
This movie was trash. No, I'm not saying it was trash. Stop that. This movie was basically trash. So you're telling me we've been locked up in this house for five years, and all we needed was kindness. Saved by the power of what? Friendship? Family? Saved by the power of family? I don't know. It it's trash.
Me, I think the film was good
It was good. We would have taken a different turn in this film. Someone
because
was
they
supposed
had
to
some
die.
protein. The dog was a protein shake.
If somebody died, maybe the mom, and then the daughter was dying, and then they had to do something. I mean, kill a monster or something. If the monsters were scared of them because they were able to kill one of them, maybe we would have had something going. Not the power of friendship. I don't. Close this up.
So guys, that was it. We're going to see you in the next video. Ciao.